1,983 days ago, I was broken. It all started in 2018 when I was in the ROTC program getting ready to be an officer in the Air Force. At the time, I was on the ROTC scholarship and everything was going well for me. I had the body, I had the mindset, and I had the determination to achieve what I wanted to achieve. My mother was proud of me. She used to always post on Facebook, "Man, I'm so proud of my son. I'm so proud that he's about to go in the Air Force and he's on scholarship." Then, boom, all of a sudden, things went downhill. My mind started to, have all these different thoughts. My body started to degrade down to a level where my roommate had to pick me up from the restroom all the way to my dorm room because I couldn't even feel my body. And at the time, I was wondering, how come this is happening to me? I'm only 18 years old. And guess what happened? I went to the doctor's office and the doctors told me that I had multiple sclerosis. And the thing about it is, with multiple sclerosis, the doctor said by 27 years old, you would not be able to walk again. My mom was crying and everything felt like it was downhill. I had lost my scholarship as well. And all I knew was that God was going to restore me. And this is where I found out about nofap. Now, as we know, nofap is something where you want to achieve the first go around. Well, in 2018, I went 10 days, then went backwards. 20 days, then went backwards. And I even hit 30 days and also hit backwards as well. So there was a big stagnation for me. Now, as of June of 2024, after helping out countless broken men like you and I achieve sexual purity the first month and even the first year of nofap, and also helping them to get into a kingdom marriage as well as getting them closer towards God. Somewhere along the line, I wondered, was it all worth it at the end? Now, I'm not going to make you wait for the whole video to realize that yes, clearly it was all worth it. But is it worth it for the majority of people on nofap? No. So today, you and I are going to discuss the stages I personally went through, going from broken in college, barely being able to make it a few days of nofap, while being told I would never be able to walk again by 27 years old, to now. I'll be laying it all on the table, and by table, I mean the whiteboard. So let's go to the table. Wait, what? No, let's go to the whiteboard, right? Yeah, let's do it. All right, brother. See you then. So as stated previously, brother, being in the ROTC program and then getting diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I knew that needed to be a change. And I knew that this was going to be something that needed a restoration for myself. That is where nofap came into play. And I knew that nofap had to be the tool to get me walking by the age of 27. And not just that, be able to do extraordinary things in my body that I needed to do. And nofap was the tool. And this is going to go with stage 1, brother. The last straw. Quickly, I'm going to tell you a story of one of my clients who actually, was in a great relationship and to a point where they were thinking about getting married. This is a Christian relationship with the foundation of Jesus Christ. The only problem that he had was his pornography addiction. So at the time, he was standing tall, he was standing strong, he was working out, and his wife loved that he was dedicated and passionate about his craft and his work. But the only problem was his pornography addiction. So his wife felt that he was cheating on her because he was watching another woman do the do. And this is where they ended up divorcing. 56% of divorces come from pornography use, and 80% of those divorces are initiated from women. And this is going to go with another story. His name was Shane. This man was 20 years old at the time. At the time, he was dedicated and he was motivated to get to the next level for sexual purity. But after 1 week of relapsing, he was broken, he was crying, he was down, because he thought that this stage, this was going to be his full restoration, without him realizing that maybe in a week or two, he may fall back, but he surely will get back up. But at the time, he was very broken. Now, brother, I am going to tell you this one thing. 100% of nofappers will be at this level. And the reason why 100% of nofappers will be at this level is due to the fact that Many men are wanting to achieve sexual purity, but it seems as if they keep going 10 days, then 20 days, and going backwards, then they go another 5 days and they go backwards. And it's pretty much a ramble, and it's pretty much a consistent thing that's happening in their life on stage 1, because that's what you have to go through. Everybody's nofap journey starts from a depressing time during stage 1. So if you're not willing to go through this pain, let alone make the decision to change when this pain comes, you've just answered the question, is it worth it? So leave, go. All right, bro. So if you're still with me, stage 2 is a bit less dark and depressing. But the truth is, there's a big obstacle to this nofap journey waiting for you here so that nobody ever sees it coming. This is a stage in which one little error in mindset, purpose, habit is the difference between you going to 365 days or giving nofap up entirely. So listen up. So when I was 19 years old, I had just discovered about nofap. I was already ready and I was dedicated. So stage 1, again, ready, dedicated, and let's go. The problem was that I kept going, I kept trying to find the perfect routine, but I kept going backwards. I kept going downhill. And that's one of the things that stage 2 will offer you, is that in the beginning stages, when you're trying to get things going, you have to find the correct routine. And at the time, I didn't find the correct routine. So I kept going 5 days, 10 days, and going backwards. And it just came to a halt. And on top of that, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So the sclerosis was not getting healed. And I was thinking to myself, wow, what is going on? You know, I wanted to get healed from nofap completely. And brother, this is gonna go with stage 2. You fall down 7 times and you get back up. And with that being said, brother, I'm gonna tell you a quick story of one of our clients named Mike. This man was down bad, this man was overweight, and he was so dedicated as well to get this out of his life. And what happened was, he would go a couple days in and he'd get so pumped and motivated, then a week and a half later, he'd relapse. He came crying to me saying, man, what's going on? How come this is happening? But then you realize, wait, this is just the beginning. And brother, 60% of nofappers will reach this stage. Now bro, the reason why 60% of nofappers will reach this stage is because, first and foremost, you've already gotten the stage where you wanted to try and get up. You wanted to actually move forward and say, hey, let's do this nofap journey, which a lot of people don't get into. And then you said, wait, you are going to fight this. You are going to go to war. And because you are having that mindset, 60% of nofappers who have that mindset will go the next level and make it past stage 2. Now, as of me, I was in the stage for 5 months. And after taking the right action steps, it took me 1 week to figure out and get past stage 2. For most nofappers, it takes them about 6 months to get that restoration and to actually go past stage 2. As far as my clients, they go 2 weeks during stage 2. Now, like I said before, nearly half and almost nearly 50% of nofappers will give up in these first 2 stages. So if you heard my story and disregard it saying, it's not that difficult, just don't touch your meat, bro, we'll all know what side you'll be on. But if you're thinking, Elijah, I'm in this stage right now, what next? If you execute stage 2 to the little best of your ability and fix these small errors, something changes in the next stage. During the stage 3 process, it got down to the point where I overcame stage 2, the frustration, the pain, and actually getting to a point where I was able to hit my first 30 days. And at this point, I was taking the correct action steps instead of doing random action steps. See, there's a difference. When you do random action steps, it'll only get you so far. It may take you to 15 days, 20 days, but it won't take you to 30 plus days. And this is gonna go with stage 3, excitement. So during this stage, one of my clients named Ariane, who was struggling for a long period of time, and on top of that, was struggling for many, many years, almost more than a decade. And he finally hit his first 30 days, and it made him feel confident. He comes on our calls with a smile, and also you can see the vigor and the joy inside of his face. Now, only 40% of nofappers will reach this stage. 40%. And the reason why is because a lot of men who actually want to go to the next level, they find it really, really hard for them to achieve it, going 30 plus days. The reason why is because they're not taking the right action steps. A person can take random action steps and have the correct mindset, and it's going to be in balance, meaning his mindset's focused on going 600 plus days, but his actions are speaking maybe 5 days, 10 days, and going backwards. It's not speaking a actual purpose and a goal for it. This stage is the most enjoyable one. It actually just took me a couple weeks for me to achieve it. And to be honest, because my clients are doing the same exact training as I did when I was on my first 30 days, it only takes them 3 weeks to get to this stage. Now, brother, this is honestly the point in the story where things take a turn. After months of struggling, I was finally able to make some decent progress and hit that first 30-day mark. But despite the 30-day nofap status symbol, what actually changed? Sure, I felt excited, but it came to the point where I had to sit down and actually ask this question, which brings me to stage 4. During stage 4, I decided, wait, I finally hit 30 plus days. I'm going to document my progress, and I'm going to tell you the benefits that I've received. So at the time, I was 30 days in and received the benefits, so I wanted to post it on YouTube. I was receiving more confidence, more vigor for life, more purpose-driven, and also pumped for life. And that's gonna go with the title of stage 4, quick benefits. During stage 4, I'm gonna tell you a story, brother. This guy named Matt, he's actually part of our training program, so shout out to you, Matt. But one thing about him was he started on day 0, he went past the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and finally hitting stage 4, where he went 60 plus days in. He experienced more confidence, more vigor for life, more hunger for life, and more grit to succeed. Now, how many percent of nofappers will achieve this stage? Only 30%. 30% of nofappers achieve this stage. And the reason why is because a lot of men find it hard to even go past stage 3. So if you find it hard to go past stage 3, how do you expect to go to stage 4? And because a lot of men, when you ask the question, hey, what day are you on for nofap? They always say, man, I'm on day 20 or I'm on day 15, but it's hard for me to go past the 30-day mark. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do it, but it's gonna take action. It's gonna take the correct action steps to get the job done. For me, I was in the stage for 6 weeks. Now at this point, things are going great. I feel like I'm experiencing more benefits than what I've ever expected. I'm thinking, well, I still have so many great benefits ahead of me. And I'm thinking, how great will it be if I go 90 or 120 or even 365 days? Right? Wrong. This is where things begin to change. And this is gonna go to stage 5. Brother, you're seeing this emoji. You're saying, how come this emoji is there? Well, I'm gonna explain to you why. Stage 5 is when I hit 100 plus days of nofap. And you may think, man, you probably felt good, you felt this, you felt that, you felt all the benefits, you're on top of the world. The thing about it is, during stage 5, I felt actually at my loneliness. And at the time, I had lost my old friends. And during the season, I felt as if things were turning, downhill, because my old friends didn't do the same thing as what I was doing. So I felt alone during my journey. And because my old friends were still involved in pornography, hookup culture, so on and so forth, I wasn't a part of that. So I lost my old friends. When you practice righteousness, you may think that your friends are your true friends, but they're really not. You have to make sure that you are getting yourself together. That way you can attract the right friends. And at the time for me, those weren't the right friends. And that's gonna go with the title of stage 5. Loneliness. And this is actually gonna go to my client. His name was Matthew. And one thing about Matthew was, he went 100 plus days in of nofap. So you may think, of course, he was on top of the world, so on and so forth. But even during this stage, he had lost a lot of friends because they were against his philosophy of being on nofap and quitting pornography. So during the time, he felt lonely, he felt down, but in return, he actually attracted a better brotherhood. Brotherhood of men of God, brotherhood of men who are wanting to achieve sexual purity to lead a righteous marriage as well. So that's what happened with Matthew. Now, only 20% of nofappers will achieve this stage. And the reason why only 20% of nofappers will achieve this stage is because a lot of men find it hard to go 60 plus days on their own. And the problem is because a lot of people are staying stuck also on their older friends. They find it hard that they don't want to give up their older lifestyle, going to parties, so on and so forth. And that's the reason why a lot of men who are on nofap, the average day nofappers, will not reach stage 5. For me, I was stuck in this stage for about 3 months. If you relate to this stage, our brothers have a free IG group where we get on men's calls, we talk about men's lifestyle, as well as discussing nofap. But here, I don't want to waste your time, so I'll explain more later. But just tap the first link in the description, that way you can build a better circle. It'll open up Instagram and give you an invitation to the group for free right away. But I think you'll be happy for what I experienced in stage 6. Now during stage 6, I actually got closer towards God. Going 100 plus days in, 200 plus days in, and finally seeing the benefits of what you sow. So what happened was, my multiple sclerosis that I mentioned in the beginning of the video started to go uphill for me. It started to get my body healed, my immune system got stronger, and I was able to feel all parts of my body going the next level as well. So getting closer to God was the main thing for me, and it drastically improved the way I viewed life and have a new way of living. And the title of stage 6 is going to be Getting Closer to God. Now the thing about it is that one of our clients named Shane, and I think I already mentioned Shane in the beginning of the video, but Shane went past all the stages because he applied the correct steps. And one thing about Shane was that he met his prophet-woman woman on stage 6 and actually started a ministry. And guess how old he was? You may think he was probably 28, 30. The young man was only 20 years old when he started this. So it shows you the power of nofap when you actually go past the stages and how God can perform a miracle in your life. Now, only 15% of nofappers will make it to this stage. And the reason why only 15% of nofappers will make it to this stage is because of lack of knowledge. A lot of men are taking the wrong action steps and they need to take the correct action steps. On top of that, feeling lonely, which I mentioned before. Feeling as if, man, I want to be a part of another brotherhood that's not a true brotherhood, such as being a part of Christian men, being a part of men of God, right? And on top of that, going to the stage of even stage 2, not going past the 15 days, 16 days, 17 days, and not making it past 30 plus days. And that's the reason why only 15% of nofappers will make it to stage 6. Now, brother, as you've noticed through the first few stages of nofap, I've started nofap to actually break free from the cycle and the pain of what I was going through in the past, and to get some benefits from the nofap thing. But over time, it became so much bigger than just a challenge. nofap now means so much more to me. I've been able to achieve, greatness inside of other areas inside of my life. Also attracting high quality friends, being closer towards God, of course, and also having so much benefits internally that has caused me to be successful externally. Now, during stage 7, I was able to see life in a new way, in a new power. I was able to see life in a different way in terms of having a new clarity for my life, having more wisdom, and seeing life in a new period of time. It's been such a blessing, seeing this thing. Not being able to go out to parties, not being able to go out to clubs, and realizing finding the right woman is highly important. And this is gonna go with stage 7, life in a new lens. And this is gonna go with the story of a client named Thomas. One thing about Thomas is that he was already married and he was also in a Christian marriage. What happened was he was still watching pornography and he was still doing the do, and which caused his marriage to kind of go downhill. He was partying, he was doing that. Then all of a sudden, because he reached stage 7 and actually went 1+ years of same retention, intimacy became better. He became more attracted towards his wife became more feminine towards him, and the wife began to submit to him as Christ did the church as well. So this is what happened to Thomas. How much percentage of nofappers will make it to stage 7? Only 10%, okay? Only 10% of nofappers will make it to this stage because a lot of men will not make it to stage 6, right? Or stage 5, stage 4. They're still stuck in that ramble of trying to find the correct action step, right? And trying to find a group of men of where they can go to. They're still associating with the wrong men. And it's causing them to stay stagnated, pretty much. And it's causing them to not see the full breakthrough. So that's the only reason why 10% of nofappers will actually achieve this. So going from stage 1 to stage 7, it only took me 1 year. Also, with my clients, it takes 1.3 years for them to go to stage 7. And for the average nofapper, it takes them about 2 to 3 years to go to stage 7. But now, it's up to you to decide if the path is for you. Now ask yourself, if it was you that went through all the pain and trauma to make the change you made, would you be happy? If so, you've got your answer. And if in 4 weeks you want to be on stage 3 of nofap, which is 20 plus days, such as my clients, book a free one-on-one consultation. That way, I can put you on the blueprint that saved my clients. Otherwise, join our free brotherhood. That way you can build a strong and new circle of strong and ambitious men. I'll see you there.